All right. Today we're going to go hit some legs and maybe count it also as like an auxiliary day, do some random stuff here and there, forearms, maybe some rear delts, just smaller stuff that doesn't get worked as often, traps. But today's going to be a lot more time under tension focused. The last leg day I tried to go a little bit more for weight, get some heavier lifts in there. Today is going to be probably a little bit less weight, more time under tension, really good range of motion, still bringing it to failure. Going to go as hard as we can with that. I think I really liked supersetting quads and hamstrings last time I did legs. So I think we're going to do that this time. But like I said, we're going to be doing, I think we're going to be doing a lot of single leg stuff today, just so I can make sure everything's getting an equal load. That helps with muscle imbalances. Not that I have any, but I think it's good to do that sometimes. So we're going to do some single leg stuff, and we're going to probably still superset. So I'll do one set on each leg and then superset to hamstring curls. We're going to go with that. Might do some single leg work on the leg press. Might also throw in some glute focused exercises today. Yeah, we'll see how everything goes. I'm excited to be back at the home gym. Sorry if that's loud. I'll have to try to remember to edit that out, or quiet down the volume there. But yeah, today's gonna be a good day. We got some knee compression sleeves. We're gonna wear those today, and hopefully we can add some squats. I might do some like Bulgarian split squats instead of single leg press on like the leg machine. I'm trying to add back in some squatting in whatever kind of form, just where I'm using my whole body to squat instead of like a hack squat or a leg press, just because I find that my like smaller muscles, like stabilizer muscles, stuff like that, I want to strengthen those as well. So I try to split it up pretty evenly between when I do leg presses and when I do squats. I like leg press more, and I'd say it's probably easier to start off on, but squats are gonna work a lot more. It's more, it hits more muscles, and so if you're trying to target just your quads, cool, you can go do leg press. But if you want to target everything, especially if you're kind of lower on time, just go on squats, and as long as you're getting full range of motion, making sure you're getting past parallel or parallel. But the way that I've always done it is I go till my glutes hit my calves, like all the way down, as far down as you can go. And in the realm of powerlifting, that probably takes away from my overall strength. But as far as bodybuilding goes, as far as hypertrophy goes, you're getting a bigger stretch, you're getting more range of motion, getting more time under tension, and as long as you're controlling it, as long as you're not bouncing off of the bottom, right? As long as you're still controlling it, I think overall it's more effective for muscle growth and hypertrophy. So take that as you will. If you want to just train till parallel, you do that. But for me, I like going all the way down just because I think it builds more muscle, and I think it's a little more effective. So we'll probably add in some of that today. I don't know if I'm going to do Bulgarian split squats. I haven't done those in a long time. Probably stick with some of those. And something else I like to do is I like to add a little pad under my feet, because I tend to lean forward just a little bit and like essentially like I isolate the squat to my quads, just because that's a bad habit I have. I have more power in my quads, right? Like, but as far as the muscle building or muscle growth goes, you want to equally spread that out as well. So I tend to put or what I've started doing is putting like a little pad under my toes, and so it lifts up my toes and it makes it more even, to where more of the weight's distributed onto my heels as well, and I can kind of push with that back half of my leg. And like I said, those are kind of just muscles that I didn't really work as much. So along with all the stabilizing muscles, that'll help as well. So that's the goal for today. You guys will see me probably 15-20 minutes. We'll start this workout. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a pump check. I think I'm not gonna do a pump check before. Just to save some time. So we'll see you guys at the workout. All right. I'm gonna get a little warm up set in here. And I like this machine probably a bit better than that last one that I was on. You saw that. If not, the last leg extension I used, the bar here wasn't adjustable, so I'm pretty short and felt pretty awkward. But anyway, so here we go. All right. Let's get some blood in there. I'm gonna scoot the seat back a little bit. When I do this, I like to put the seat a couple inches back. So at this bottom, there's like that little triangle there, and that kind of just gives me a better stretch on my quad, versus here. So, the bigger stretch you have, more muscle you grow. That stretches a little bit for me. Some people also put like one of those bar pads on here. Again, that just kind of puts your knee out a little bit farther. And I'm gonna be doing single legs. We're gonna see how this weight feels. There we go. And I like to set on the like halfway on the bench, just so I can isolate it to one leg. Let's see here. we're gonna actually superset this. So we're gonna do some single leg hamstring curls. All right, single leg hamstring curls. Put on the short man setting. Full range of motion here. We're not doing that. We're not doing that weight. Okay, we can do more weight than that. Oh, that was good. That one was good. Let's even that out a little bit. Let's even that out. All right. Let's hit one more on each of those. Yeah. All right. Just do one more of these. Let's go ahead. Drop it here. Get some better range of motion than last time. That last set was a little sloppy. Ooh. I really like doing long length partials on these, on anything really, but yeah, and I try to give myself like 5-10 pounds on this. So this kind of turns it into a little bit of a drop set. Instead of like just long length partials, I like to do that drop set and then some long length partials. Okay, let's go do one more set of curls, hamstring curls. All right. Same thing on this one. All right, here we go. Probably trying to hit around the same 10 to 12 before. I'm gonna try to hit that before we start doing some partials. Last time we did quite a bit, so we'll see where I'm at with this one. Come on. Whew, that was good. That was good. All right. Get some reps on this one. Okay. Same weight. I think that one ended up being 16. So we'll see. All right. Trying to match those. My left one's a little bit stronger, so I like to start off with the weaker leg first and then match it with the other leg. Let's go do some squats now. All right, let's see how this feels. We're gonna warm up with just a bar here. I mean, just a plate on each side. All right, and so with this, what I'm kind of focusing on is I tend to lean forward a little bit and like kind of go on my toes. So I'm just on these next couple sets, really focusing on kind of like staying my heels and keeping that chest up. So we'll see how this feels as we increase with weight. All right, 2 plates. Let's see. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. We're gonna try to hit it with a toe elevation next time. All right, we're gonna get this little toe thing in here. Then we go for this time. Ah, we're gonna go hit some more reps on the leg press. Have a little finisher. All right. Get some hammy work in here. All right, one more of those. Guys, I hate people who hate on anime. Who say they watch anime but haven't watched Attack on Titan. Like, do you even watch anime? No. Obviously not. All right. Okay. All right. Let's hit some of the sus machine. I can get some more range on that. Oh. 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 Those are not fun, dude. All right, and we're gonna hit the other side. And we'll get this spacing in here, spacing blocks. Don't clip this. Oh. Okay, bro. Why am my hip cramping on this? All right, we're gonna do one more on those and go do some cardio. All right, one more of these. Set this up for some good range. A little bit more. Oh. Okay. Oh. 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 Man, I will never
grow fonder of those. But guys, don't skip on them. If you want to grow that inner part of your thigh, you got to do them. You guys don't want to look weird doing it. I'm out here recording it. Come on, yeah. Come on now, bro. It's okay to look a little sus sometimes. Sometimes, like I could probably get like a gym pin to put on this to make it a little heavier. But sometimes all you need is a couple more pounds. Just use your arms right there. Until your hip starts cramping. But that is enough for me today. So we'll probably do some cardio and I'll see you guys in the car.
All right. Pretty good leg day. Unfortunately, I got caught up in a conversation. It was a pretty good conversation. But I ended up losing my leg pump, so we did not do a pump check. All right. Yeah, I definitely recommend to you guys doing some of those supersets. I was a little worried about it since I was doing single leg exercises, but it definitely felt good. I think it also, if you're in a little bit of a time crunch, supersetting that kind of helps because you can compound. You can kind of use that as your rest between sets. But you know, if you want to take a little bit of an extra rest, optimal for me is like 3 minutes. Some people like to go a little bit heavier, a little bit faster, but I like having that rest in between sets. Helps me not fatigue, helps me push a little bit heavier. And I didn't say anything about this, I don't think, but I ended up putting knee sleeves on for those squats. That kind of just helps with like joint longevity. I'm a big fan of using those. And man, those squats are something that's a little bit harder for me because I tend to push through my toes and kind of just works my quads whenever I do that. So on that last set, I ended up having somebody push that toe like raise wedge, I guess you can call it. I had them put that forward for me. I used that. I ended up only getting, I think, 5 reps on that. Because essentially what it felt like for me, since I'm so used to just pushing through my toes, it almost felt like I was doing calf raises while I was doing a squat. So that was a little bit awkward, but that's something you can do if you're ever if you have somebody spot you, or you have somebody or you just record yourself squatting, and you notice yourself kind of like leaning forward before you go up, and you notice that you're kind of putting all that pressure on your toes. You can get a little wedge, and that'll help you focus on pushing through your heels, and that kind of helps you put your center of gravity back a little bit as well. I also heard that some people like to put that bar lower on their back as well. It helps with that center of gravity. For me, I tried it, I think, with the bar without weight on it, and I just kind of felt pretty weird. It felt weird on my shoulders. So I'm definitely a high bar whenever I squat. But overall, it was a good leg day. Didn't have the best diet today, eating-wise. Pretty good on calories, but they weren't very clean. So I definitely felt like a lack of energy there. Kind of just felt tired the whole time. I didn't really carb up beforehand, so that's something I liked on the last leg day we had. I ate like a giant giant bowl of cereal right beforehand. Something that I would definitely keep doing before leg days, especially. That gave me a lot of energy last time. So we'll see how that goes in the future, and probably stick to some more leg press next leg day, just so I can get a little bit more exertion out of it. Oh, and then on my RDLs, at the very end there, I did some RDLs just to get a little bit of glute work in. I was originally going to do some hip thrusts, but I decided the Smith machine was taken. That's usually what I do it on, and I decided I didn't really want to do that. I don't want to wait around for the machine. So I did some of those RDLs, and I'm just a short guy, so I did not get the range of motion that I wanted on those. Next time I'm going to use like a platform, raise myself up a little bit, or just kind of load some, use more 25s instead of the 45s. Get a little bit more range of motion there. So yeah, tomorrow we'll hit some chest. That'll be fun day. I haven't hit chest in a while, so that'll be fun to get back into that. So we will see you guys tomorrow for the chest workout.